Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another video. This will be a showcase on a takeover that I'm doing today, and it's gonna be all about the clan boss and a fun team for the clan boss that is similar to a man-eater team, but we're not using man-eaters. We're using a double of a block damage type champion, and then we're gonna not use Seeker. So that's gonna be a fun little setup to actually show to you guys, and it's gonna be double Helicath team. I've done a showcase in the past with a double Helicath, but it was basically the same speeds as you would use for a bad eater team. Okay, this one is a little bit strange because you're using Deacon Armstrong because of his aura, and also because of the fact that he can boost. We're not using Seeker. Seeker has a different boost comparing it to Deacon Armstrong, and the team works very nicely together with Doom Priest to keep it affinity friendly. Although it's not affinity friendly for the first couple of rounds, it does fix itself out as the fight goes. So let's get started with the showcase. Let me just show you the team. Let's get started with Deacon Armstrong. I've built him basically with a little bit of damage here, nothing too crazy. 233 speed. The speeds can vary. I can show you this a little bit before we go into the fight. 233 speed. You can go 230, 231, 232. You can play around with this on the calculator. 191 crit damage. Of course, all of these stats you can slowly increase. It depends on your account and how much gear you have available. So that's Deacon. Next up, we're gonna have Doom Priest. So Doom Priest, she's built basically with a toxic set to give a little bit of extra damage to the team, since we're not gonna be running a poisoner, and we're gonna be running like a high damage dealing champion. I'll show you which one that will be. That is actually really high damage dealing. I found in the time I've been playing since he was launched, and he was a guaranteed champion at the time. So the speed currently right now is 211. This can actually drop. You can do 203, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It all works. Mine worked at 211, so that's gonna be the showcase. 100% crit, 172 crit damage. And then let's go and see the double Helicaths. Okay, double Helicaths basically built the same way in the sense of stats and masteries. Everybody's running either War Master and support or War Master and defense. It doesn't matter that much. It's not gonna break the team since you're a bit free with the speeds. Just keep in mind that some masters, of course, will break your runs, such as having Cycle of Magic, Rapid Response, Arcane Celerity. There's certain masteries that break runs for sure, so just have that in mind. So that's Helicath number 1. Helicath number 2, the same thing. Steadfast also helps you a lot with not getting targeted, so that's crucial for keeping affinity friendly. You can also do that on Deacon, although when you're fighting magic, you're still gonna get hit, so have that in mind. But finally, we have Mishinagi, and here he is, magic and really strong, the strongest DPS I've seen. That is so cool. I just like him. I just like Mishinagi so much. In terms of the graphics, he reminds me a lot of Ghost Rider, although he is green, but still very cool. I just love this guy. Love this guy so much. His damage potential is huge, and he's also 6-star awakened on this account, so it's amazing. We got a 251 speed, 228 crit damage here, 267 accuracy. The speed is gonna help you a lot for the Hydra if you're gonna use him in there as well. So might as well do if you want to. If you can get relentless on him, it will also work. And let me show you guys how this looks on the calculator. So let's see. Boom. This is the Deadwood Jedi calculator. If you put in everything that you saw right now in terms of the speeds and the champions, you will see that this is a hot mess right now at the start. But eventually this works out, especially with Doom Priest starting to cleanse the spirit affinity speed down here, and she's also starting to cleanse the stun at turn count 9. So the stun will be interesting, and I want to see the interaction, but it works out as you go down. Okay, you can see that the team remains affinity friendly with only very little adjustments, with basically the slow Helicath delaying his block by 1 turn, and that's basically what makes the team work. And as I said, you can play around with the speeds on the left hand side. I'll see if I can copy this exact page for you guys and put it down in the comments below. So let's go into the run and see how much damage we can do. Let's hope for a 1 key. So this is the team we're running. We're gonna have Deacon Armstrong with time compression as first priority, sweeping retribution as second. Doom Priest, we don't really need this. We don't even need the A2, but I'll keep it on for Doom Priest and Deacon's damage. Helicath, we lock out the A2, and then with the same Helicath, we lock out the A2. The A1 hits really hard by Helicath, and if you wanna, you want him to be spamming it basically. So that's kind of fun. And so with this, we're gonna delay it by 1 turn, and then Mishinagi, we can have priority here on his Hex, so he always lands it. And then once he lands it, he'll be actually counter-attacking when an ally attacks. Not always. This doesn't always happen because it needs to be an attack on the target with the Hex so that he can join. So the Helicaths do not count, I believe. From the last time I remember that I made a similar team. So let's go in there. Let's see how this team works. On Spirit, we're gonna get stuns on Doom Priest, but 100% it doesn't matter for her in terms of how this is gonna work. So let's see. Look at that. We land the smite because of the 6-star smite that we have. The other 2 Helicats also have smite, but I left it on. It didn't change the brimstone there. I thought, okay, I might need to leave it on just in case something in the future needs to be done with that smite. I don't want to waste the 300 gems potentially for that. So we are gonna be getting hit a little bit during the fight, so that's gonna be an issue. But during the stuns, that's gonna be the biggest issue. During the stuns, where is the stun gonna land? Here we're fighting Spirit, so it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be landing on Doom Priest and not the crucial champions such as Helicath or Deacon, who keep us affinity friendly. But with proper management of your DPS and changing out your DPS, you can actually target and direct the stun. So let's say you're fighting magic affinity and you want to for sure target your DPS with the stun. You just get, if you're fighting force, you get a magic champion such as Mishinagi. If you're fighting Spirit, you're fine with Doom Priest. If you're fighting magic, there's lots of other Spirit DPS that you can use instead of Mishinagi. Of course, your damage will differentiate, so you can use something like a Farrakhan the Fat as an example, and Farrakhan will be they're just doing his ally attacks at a different order if he gets the stuns at the start and doesn't do his initial order that you wanted to. So we're at turn count 5 so far. Around turn count 9 is where it's gonna be affinity friendly. We're cleansing already. What we want to see is a rotation of the blocks, and that's how this team works. That's how the double bad eater team works. It's a rotation of the blocks. Basically, one champion does the block during the first AoE, then on the other rotation the block happens from the other champion, and by that time they have their cooldowns again, and that works with the 4 turn cooldown that they have. That's where Painkeeper comes in. And just to give you an example, in the bad eater team, Painkeeper reduces the man eater's cooldowns by 1 turn, and this is how it works. So we're closing into being fully blocked out. There's the first block here on the whole of the damage there, and I think from now on it should be smooth cruising. We're already doing a little bit over 1 million per turn, so we're looking at least 50 million damage, right? But it's gonna be a little bit higher with just more damage throughout the run. Remember, the poisons are on. We're gonna have the War Masters proccing. We're gonna have the smites proccing at the right times. Smite doesn't always do damage, so if he does his I believe he's A1, well, no, he's stunned, that is not considered a skill, and he doesn't get hit by the smite. So look at that. At 10 counts, I'm expecting like 13 million damage. It might be close, we'll see. Might be close for the 1 key, but we'll see by the end of this. So I'll let you guys see the remaining of the run, and we'll come back in just a little bit. This run is going to take me, I don't know how long for this. We'll see. We'll see. And just like that, we're closing into the end, guys. 45 turns at the moment with 83 million damage. Extremely over the limit, I would say. I don't think this team can go to like 100 million with the gear that I have and everything. I think you need improvements to your gear. Everybody hitting harder will get you through to that mark. I mean, it also had higher cruelty blessing that would help. Just removing some blessings from the double the double legendaries there. I could have done maybe a higher cruelty that will give me a little bit more damage, but nothing too crazy. I think the gear overall could have been better. Maybe even relentless on Mishinagi could get you to like crazy amounts of damage, because you don't need to have the buff at all times on Mishinagi to be doing the damage. You can have relentless and take those extra turns. Although Mishinagi does a significant deal of the damage, I would say. I'm not sure about the increased attack though. The increased attack from Doom Priest. Maybe I should have disabled the A2 just so I can have her attacking with the A1 most of the time. But you can see on the debuff bar we have 6, 8, 9 debuffs at the moment. Even with that, because everybody's going at a 2-to-1 ratio, so they're taking 2 turns to the 1 of the boss. They're still attacking quite frequently. So there's a ton of debuffs from everybody. Basically everyone's debuffs. If they can apply a debuff, it's on there. Plus whatever Doom Priest can land. And she's also been landing weak hits throughout the fight. So I believe on a weak hit, she cannot land the toxic from the set. So there's that, I believe. I'm not sure. Haven't really paid attention on the run. But yeah, 90 million damage could easily push it to 100. I think Smite plays a huge role in these kind of teams, because Smite overall, ideal scenario, it's going to give you like over 10 million damage just like that. So this team without Smite would have been 80 million damage. You don't need the 6-star Smite. That is, even the 1-star would give you a solid amount of damage, honestly. Just so having like a legendary damage dealer is quite nice, because if he's somebody that will be applying debuffs already, you're going to get the accuracy of him, so Smite can land. Here we have the 6-star Brimstone. Doesn't matter to get a predicted Smite. It's not like we're fighting a boss that cleanses his debuffs, although that could be something interesting for the future. So let's finish this off. 49. Let's see. 49. And we're gonna finish with 93.4. No, we're not gonna do 94. 94. There it is. All right, we're actually getting quite a few hits. Quite a few hits through. Interesting. 94.5. Yeah, I didn't expect that. How did he survive? That was weird. 95.4 actually. And we're finishing up with a 46 million damage Mishinagi. The Helicast did 17, 14. Doom Priest with a solid 8. And Deacon himself right there with, look at that, 9 million damage. So quite interesting to see like the overall board with how much damage they have. But yeah, there's the one key, very cool. I would say this comes out of necessity. If you have a CQ, you don't have the books, you build this team, right? That's what I did. If you don't have a CQ, you can do it with Deacon Armstrong. It's just that you need to be directing the stuns accordingly with DPSs. Just changing out the DPS honestly when it's magic. So that's it, guys, for the video. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.